it's Ahmer here. So today I have this pretty massive video game pickup / haul video. All of these items I scored local, whether it was on Facebook Marketplace, thrift stores near me, my local video game store, or just some trades that I had worked out. Some of these are just so amazing. There's some games that I've had on my list for quite some time, some limited edition items, some prototype items, and just some other pretty cool development items. So I'm just so excited to share all of these with you guys, so let's go ahead and check them out. So these first items I actually scored earlier in the week, and I was just so excited to find them, as all of these items were sealed, they were in fairly good shape, and they were all cheap. So these were at my local thrift store, and I just couldn't believe that I saw them there in the little toy section. I walked by there probably 10 or so times throughout the past couple weeks and never found anything. So all of these little action figures were actually sealed, and they're all marked right on the front here, $4.94. So I paid $4.94 for each of these. So here, of course, we have this Mortal Kombat character. We have Raiden. He is one of my favorites, one that I have a lot of figures and Funko Pops of. So of course we have this really awesome video game character. I just was shocked when I saw it, and I just love these types of figures, as I don't have this particular set, but since I scored it for just $4.94, you could not beat that. It says over 15 points of articulation. So I had to pick this one up for under $5, and I'll go ahead and put this in my little area upstairs where I have it dedicated to just Mortal Kombat items. So this is so cool. Then I saw this one. So I wasn't going to pick this one up at first, just because I don't really play World of Warcraft. Now, I used to play it a long time ago, but it was very brief that I did, and of course my brother played it, so I kind of watched him play. So here we have a bunch of different figures in the set right here on the back, and of course this one we have these two characters right here. So this was complete. It was also listed for $4.94, and this is completely sealed as well. I figured that this would be a great trade item, something that I could set aside and see if anyone wanted to go ahead and trade. So here we have the Series 4 of these World of Warcraft figures. So it looks like there would have been some pretty massive style ones included in this set. And then on to this one. So I was actually shocked when I saw this. So this one is not just a regular Sonic the Hedgehog video game character right here. This is actually really cool because it models after the video games. So Sonic colors, we have it for the Wii and the Nintendo DS. Surprisingly, I don't have either in my collection, or maybe I just overlooked it. This was also $4.94, and this is listed for over $150 to $200 and some on eBay. So I was just shocked that this figure goes for a lot, and loose, just Sonic, not even these other two characters, I saw sell for over $50. So I was just definitely shocked on that one. I'll probably clean it up and just put it somewhere in the little Wii section of my video game room. Maybe try and find a spot. I do have that Sonic the Hedgehog shelf. Maybe I'll try and add it there, but I figured for under $5, why not? Then we found this right here. So this is a Super Pong for the Telegames. So this one is the Sears version. It says Sears on all of these different controllers. This was a Facebook Marketplace pickup. I think I paid around $20 or so, and I had no idea it came with 2 extra controllers, and it even came with this little battery pack. So this is the 6-volt battery eliminator. So right here, this is this little power adapter where you don't have to use batteries for this. So I thought this was a pretty cool Pong clone that I could just add to my console set, as I'm trying to find some more of those older style games and just collect them. It came with all of the wires and everything attached. So this is definitely pretty sweet here, and I was pretty excited when I saw it, so I wanted to go ahead and mention that. Then at Goodwill, I did see this right here. Now usually Goodwill is a hit or a miss for me. I usually don't find very much at all. It kind of seems like they send their games back to the warehouse, like a lot of Goodwills are doing. So this is a PC Commander Plus. I bought it more so because it was complete in the box, and this is a pretty cool performance style box. So I have these similar style boxes, but of course like orange and yellow and red, but for the Nintendo 64. So I thought this one would be pretty cool. It says for use with IBM PC and compatible. So this is a pretty cool little controller variant that I just didn't have, and it was cheap enough that I just added it to the collection. Now on to some other items here. So I'll just try and kind of divide some things up. So at first I scored these two at my local game store. I'm always giving them a shout out. It's called Gamers Paradise. They definitely hooked me up on both of these titles. So here we have this first one. This is called Blowout. So I'm not really sure what it's about. This one says annihilate huge enemy bosses, destroy walls and floors to reveal secret areas, take out swarms of mutant creatures, wield an array of explosive high-tech weaponry. So this is actually pretty cool. I don't really know too much about the game. It just looks like this crazy little destroy all type of game with these big, massive, huge monsters. So I figured that this would be a pretty fun game to go ahead and play. And it was one I did not have in the collection, and I actually scored it pretty cheap. And then, along with the Nintendo Gamecube, I actually did not have this game, surprisingly. So here we have this Star Fox Adventures game for the Nintendo Gamecube. This is 100% complete, and this is one that I loved playing back in the day on the Gamecube. I remember it pretty distinctly, but I would love to go back and play it over again, as I spent so many hours playing this on the Nintendo 64, pretty much every system after that. I just surprisingly did not have it in the collection. And on top of this note, I actually scored this on eBay. So I won the $5.50 bid on this pretty awesome bobblehead. This is actually my first one. Usually I see these sealed, but they want crazy amounts of money. So here we have this Star Fox Adventures, just for the game, so this would have been a Target exclusive. And right here, it even came with the certificate of authenticity. You have received number 28,458 of 30,000 limited edition Star Fox bobbleheads, Nintendo GameCube 2002 Nintendo and Target exclusive. So that is definitely pretty sweet to add to the game collection, as this will go great on my little shelf area where I have the Star Fox Adventures, that pretty cool little kit that I have that's pretty limited edition to Circuit City, so that's pretty cool. Then on to some Wii games. So here we have this huge stack of games. Now most of these were actually scored at some of the thrift stores near me. They have games for around $1 to $1.41, so they're really not that expensive, and some of these might have actually been in a couple bundles that I bought where I ended up selling and trading a couple things out of it. So here we have this Wii Wheel compatible game. This is Jeep Thrills. So I just assume that you just kind of race around with a bunch of different style Jeeps. So that's pretty interesting. Then we have this DreamWorks Madagascar Karts. So this one is also a Wii Wheel interactive. It says Drive Yourself Wild. So I would assume that it's from all of the different characters from the movies, and you just kind of race around. Then we have this Big League Sports. This is designed for the Wii exclusively. So it looks like there is a bunch of different football, basketball, hockey, lacrosse, tennis, and soccer games on here. Then we have this Carnival Games Mini Golf. So I think I've played some of these Carnival games, but more of the actual Carnival games, not the mini golf version. So I didn't even know about this game, and I figured I'd just add it to the set. Then we have some Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. So of course Lego did tons of these different games with a lot of the Star Wars games and other things. So this one will be pretty interesting to try out, because it's kind of Lego spin on Star Wars. And then we have this Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. This is a Capcom title. The scent of justice is in the air and Harvey Birdman stands proudly downwind. Then we have this Wii ski game, which I actually tested it out a little bit. It's a pretty interesting take. You kind of actually do the movements as if you are skiing, and it is Wii Balance Board compatible. So this is interesting. And then this Nicktoons Attack of the Toy Bots. So it says an evil army is rising. A band of heroes is gathering. So then on top of all of this stuff over here, we actually have this PlayStation 3 title. So this is Grid. This is a racing game that I did not have, so I'm pretty excited to add this one to the collection. It actually looks pretty fun, and I don't believe I've actually played this series, so I'll have to try it out. And then on to some original Xbox games. We have this Kingdom Under Fire. This is only on the Xbox. Against a tide of fearsome enemies, only heroes dare to stand and fight. So this says pretty awesome style battle game, and it says carefully craft your skills and strategies as you assemble an army from more than 30 unit types. So this is pretty cool. This is also complete, and I have not seen this game before, so I'm not sure how it actually plays. And then on to these two titles. I just thought they were funny, so I figured I'd add them to the collection pretty cheap. These are called Big Mother Truckers, and this is 1 and 2. So this one, pretty much you have like these big rig style trucks. It says keep it in the family, and then this one says this one's for Ma. So you have these crazy characters on here, just some crazy stuff on here. So I figured I would just add them to the collection and see how they play. And then we have this Smashing Drive game on the original Xbox. So this one looks like one of those destruction style games. As you're racing around, get there quicker with the help of turbo boost, challenge your friend with head-to-head split screen action. Cutter blades will cut through any obstacle. Watch that traffic jam evaporate with a sonic horn blast. No shortcut is too risky when you're in a hurry. So it says the fair's waiting, step on it. So I wonder if this is like one of those crazy taxi style games, but just a little bit more destruction based. And then we have this Deus Ex. We have Invisible War. So this one looks pretty cool. I think I do remember playing this one back in the day. So this has some little pamphlets and papers in here. So I'm pretty excited to add this one to the collection. It kind of has this shiny cover on it. And then all of these PlayStation 2 titles right here. We have some Hot Shots Golf 4. It says your favorite golf game is back. So it says more characters, courses, and features than ever before. And there's realistic physics and humorous golf antics, the perfect formula. And this is pretty cool. We have this True Crime Streets of LA. So I think I played this game. It was actually pretty fun. True driving, true fighting, true shooting. So this one's pretty sweet. Then some X-Men Legends. I always loved these series back in the day. I think I played a lot of these all the way on the PlayStation on up. And then on to this game. We have Headhunter. So this one was a pretty interesting game. I believe I did play it back in the day. I actually enjoyed it. And I tested it out a little bit, and I just remember that it really helps you kind of hone down on some skills in here. Walking from a coma, Jack Wade's past is about to catch up with him. That's if he lives long enough. Then some SpongeBob SquarePants. This is Battle for Bikini Bottom. So this one was also a classic. I love the cartoon. I love playing the games, but then the graphics are not the best. Try and go back and play again. So this was definitely one that was interesting to try and play. Then we have some Ratchet and Clank. I think I have this game already, but I have the Japanese variant for that Toys Blue console that was exclusive with this pack. It's time to rip the galaxy a new one. So this was always a great series. We also have Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. So this one is another fun one. Ratchet and Clank are going online and they're ready to take on the universe. The outrageous intergalactic duo is back. Then some Transformers, the game. Protect or Destroy. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX2. So this one is kind of like one of those biking style, very similar to the skateboarding games at the time. I think I did play some of these BMX style games, so this is another great one to add. And then some Defender. So it says saving the human race. Only Defender gives you the power to save the human race from the onslaught of an alien invasion. Now the timeless action video game returns, all new and in full 3D with non-stop space combat, strategic gameplay, special weapons, and a ship designed to be an alien's worst nightmare. You were the last line of defense, you were the defender. So this one's a pretty cool spin on that old style game, and I still have not played it. And then I discovered this game. This is called Endgame, and this one is a light gun game on the PlayStation 2. So it says immersive light gun action. So I figured that this one would be pretty interesting to try out. This is compatible with the gun cons for the PlayStation 2, and I'm just really excited to add this game to the collection, as I'm trying to get a full set of these light gun games, so this is definitely pretty sweet to add. And then this one I also just scored. This is one of the wrestling titles that I remember back in the day. I had so much fun pretty much playing all of them. This one is WWF SmackDown Just Bring It. So of course we have The Rock on the front cover. We have some of these classic characters in here. This is a time where I really watched wrestling. I had so much fun playing all of these games, and I would just battle against all of my friends, and I would just try and win. And then on to these games right here. We had a couple more of these Guitar Hero games. This is Guitar Hero Encore Rock the 80s, Guitar Hero Aerosmith, and Guitar Hero World Tour. So along with these titles, I actually scored this PlayStation 2 guitar. This one was scored for $6.96, and it came complete. This is the Gibson version of these pretty awesome Guitar Hero guitars. So I was pretty excited to find that with all of these games for just a few dollars. Now on to this huge stack of games right here. These are all Xbox 360 titles. A lot of these I actually got in a lot that I bought with an Xbox 360, and then I went ahead and traded that away, so I kept a lot of these games. So here we have these two games. This one is Grand Theft Auto 4 and Episodes from Liberty City. This one says Grand Theft Auto Episode from Liberty City. So these are very similar style games. One's just on one disc and one is on two different discs. So these are two different variants. They come with a couple different style posters. So I figured I'd keep both of these because they are variants and they have different things in them. And then this collector's edition, we have John Woo Presents Stranglehold. This is the collector's edition of the game. Honor is his code, vengeance is his mission, bloodshed is his only option. So it comes with a couple different discs in here. It's all complete. Once again has this shiny cover variant. Then we have this Monopoly Streets. So I assume this is more of an interactive board game style game. Then Call of Duty World at War. Then this one looks like a lot of fun. This is X-Men Origins Wolverine Uncaged Edition. So this one, you just play as the Wolverine, and it looks really awesome. It says unlock the classic suit Wolverine, use the code. So this is actually really cool. Then we have some Left 4 Dead. I love this game. Definitely great to play around Halloween. This year's best online multiplayer shooter. This is the Game of the Year edition, winner of over 40 industry awards. I can't wait until another one comes out. This is one of my favorite games to play, and I just love playing this one and the second one. I just got so creeped out by the witch and some of those other pretty crazy enemies that you have to go up against. Then we have this Battlefield 3, the Premium Edition. So this is another variant that I didn't have. It comes with a couple different discs, some extra pamphlets and papers in here. The Ultimate Battlefield 3 Experience. Then another classic horror style game. We have Dead Space 2. Believe that I have these on the PlayStation 3. but I was missing this one on the Xbox 360. So we have a couple different discs in here as well. Definitely a great horror style game. It says bring the terror to space, and it has these crazy looking monsters throughout this game. Then some Crysis 3 to go ahead and continue with the series. The best looking shooter ever is back. Get a head start in multiplayer, including the Predator Bow Day 1, wield the power of the nanosuit, assess, adapt, attack, and thrilling hunter mode. Then this one does not have the original case, but this is a pretty good game, one that I have been meaning to play. This is Fist of the North Star, and this is Ken's Rage. So this is another great title to add to the collection. And then we have some Disney Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Live and Die by the Sword. And then on to some Minecraft for the Xbox 360 edition. We have this gun game. Experience the brutality, greed, and lust that was the West. So this one, I think I played back in the day. I don't think I played it on the Xbox 360, but this one was definitely a fun game from what I remember. Then on to some Grand Theft Auto 4. So this one also comes with the map and some other extras. So this is a great Rockstar title. I just love the whole series of these. The Grand Theft Auto 5 I really enjoyed as well, and especially that online multiplayer mode. Then we have some Kane and Lynch, Dead Men, a different breed, dynamic, fast-paced action, a ruthless mercenary, a medicated psychopath. So this is a game that I don't really know too much about, and I think I have a couple of these in the collection now, so I'll have to try them out. Then the Superman Returns. Master your superpowers to save Metropolis. Then this wrestling title, I never saw anything about this. This is Lucha Libre Heroes del Ring. It's not wrestling, it's Lucha Libre. So this has this pretty awesome style wrestling in here. Definitely looks like a really fun style game. Has this pretty cool cover variant as well with these crazy looking characters and wrestlers on here. So I'm excited to try this one out. And then the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. You are Sherlock Holmes and the game is afoot. So this is pretty cool. It says, having possibly stolen a set of priceless jewels, what else could he be capable of? As the questions and suspicions mount, will salvation be found, or will there be nothing to stop the famous detective's fall from grace? And then this title right here. So this is Saw on the Xbox 360. I have not played this game, but I know that this one sells still for over $20, maybe even upwards of $30. This was in a game bundle lot, so I really wanted this. It says control your panic, and if it's anything like the movies, it'll definitely be very gory and crazy. So I figured that this was another great game to try out around Halloween. And then this Godfather game. Welcome to the family. So this one looks pretty interesting. It also comes with this little map in here as well. And then this limited collector's edition of Splinter Cell Double Agent. So this is a great Tom Clancy game. This one is a different cover style variant. So I thought this was pretty cool, so I had to add it to the collection. Now I also found this for the Xbox 360. This is for those Bass Pro Shop style fishing games. So this actually works like a legit rod right here. So this is really cool. It has this joystick on here, some buttons, little trigger, some more stuff on here as well, and it just hooks right up to your Xbox 360. So this one I found with the guitar, so I had to add all of this to the collection. And then on to some of the last items here. So these are more of the better games. So right away I scored this pretty awesome Panasonic 3DO game. We have Jurassic Park Interactive. So this is one that I did not have in the collection yet. I do have quite a bit of Panasonic 3DO long box games, so I just wanted to add another one. So this one actually looks really cool, and it comes with the instructions and everything in here, and the disc for the game. So this is pretty sweet. So I'm not sure. It says the power is out, the dinosaurs are loose, and only you stand between the guests and their certain demise. Take your place in the control room and use the computer systems and security cameras to locate those guests and help them to safety, but be careful. So it talks about the jungle and all of these different dinosaurs. So this is a great one to find out at the game store and add it to the collection. Now on to another obscure kind of system that you don't see out and about very often. We have this Atari Jaguar. So this is Alien vs. Predator. One game that I have been looking for the longest time. I just couldn't believe that I found it local. It even comes with this cool little protective thing that's on here so that you can keep all of the dust out. So this is really sweet as well. And then on to these games. We have this Dracula game for the PS1. So this is The Resurrection. Encounter the myth London 1904. 7 years after defeating and destroying Dracula, Jonathan Harker finds that his wife Mina has been overcome by an irresistible yearning for the bloodlust of the vampire and has returned to Transylvania. So you pretty much go on this adventure to save your beloved wife. So I was interested in this game and definitely wanted to add it around Halloween and try and get some gameplay of it. So this will be pretty fun to try out. And then this game. So if you guys have watched some of my last videos, you'll know that I got in this really awesome Dreamcast little standee for the countertop, and it's of this game right here. So here we have this Caution Seaman, and this is for the Dreamcast. So this is a pretty interesting style game. You plug this in, you have this microphone, you pretty much talk to this, and this is just a crazy title. The video game little standee that I have, you should definitely check it out because it's so crazy and I've not seen any others like it. Then on to this little handheld. I found one of these for 20 bucks and it also came with a Wii, and the Wii worked and everything, so I ended up selling that and I kept this, so it pretty much paid for itself. So this is just a pink one. All of the buttons and everything work on here. Came with the charger for it, so I was pretty excited to add this variant to the collection as well. And I'll just have to go ahead and get it on display. So here it has a little stylus, and this is definitely pretty sweet. Then on to these last items here. So these I have not seen out and about, and I'm just so excited to add these to the collection. One of the craziest ones is definitely this electronics boutique little calling card. So this right here is pretty sweet. This is brand new on this little sleeve. This says on the back, if I can sneak peek, it says phone card instructions. So you have to dial on here and go ahead and purchase this. It doesn't look like it's been used, but of course we have this Donkey Kong Country style characters and everything on here. So I thought that was pretty sweet, as this thing is definitely old. It even has this original little envelope here that this calling card goes in. So this is definitely pretty sweet to get on display and just have a neat little piece like that, because this thing has to be pretty old. I couldn't find too much information on it, and I did not see another like it. I did see some other phone cards from back in the day, but not one that advertised some video games on it. And then on to this right here. This is for the Sega Genesis. This is a very heavy copy of Toy Story. It says not for sale, for promotional purposes only, property of Disney Interactive. Return to Jeff Blattner, Disney Interactive. And of course it gives Burbank, California. So this is for the Sega Genesis and the Walt Disney Company. So this is definitely a pretty cool little cartridge right here that places would have had back in the day, either for the kiosk or just like a review kind of copy of it. So this is definitely pretty sweet. Then on to these last items. So my local game store had one of these in their collection, and it was just sitting there. They don't have a Nintendo Gamecube NR reader, one of those development systems, so they made me a pretty good deal on it. Now, these would have been used on that NR reader that I do have complete in box in my collection. I'll have to get a whole separate video on it because it's really cool for the development of the Nintendo Gamecube games. So this would have been a disc that they would have used to go ahead and help develop some games, and they would have went ahead and lightly marked on these the title and the date of whichever games they were working on at the time, and these only work on that NR reader. So it says 2001 Nintendo. This disc can only be used with NR reader. Please avoid touching or dirtying the recording surface of the disc. And then on here it would have had number, title, date, and time that they went ahead and worked on this. So this is definitely a great piece of history right here. It will definitely have to go with my NR reader. It tells you notes on use and notes on storage of this pretty awesome little disc. So I did try it out. Unfortunately, it does not have any games on it, but it's still great to keep with that system, and hopefully one day I can find a little development style of any Nintendo GameCube game that will work on my NR reader. And then this right here, so this is the second to last item. This is actually another Game Boy prototype. So I already have one in the collection of Samurai Showdown. So this one is a pretty awesome F-15 game. So this says 1002 version. So this is for the original Game Boy, and this does play. I'm not sure if there are any differences for that F-15 plain style game, but I'll have to go ahead and keep playing through it, see if there's any differences, anything that's really noticeable or notable on this system. So this is definitely great to have as well, as I've not seen another one of these particular prototypes for this particular game. So this is definitely pretty awesome to add to the collection as well. And then right here, this is actually one of my favorites, my little store display item. So this I actually saw on Facebook Marketplace, and it's authentic. I was just shocked because it was so cheap and it shipped right to me. So this right here is going to be the Amazing Spider-Man, and of course this is a really cool poster. I'll have to try and get a better shot of it for you guys. This is for the Sega CD, so this is a really cool image on here. I'll have to get it all framed up, get it on display, get some better images and pictures of it, but this is a really cool poster and I'm so excited. This is pretty cool. It says The Amazing Spider-Man versus the Kingpin. So here we have this Marvel Comics, Sega CD on the side. We have Spider-Man kind of going up against. So this is just so cool. And I think it says something at the bottom. It says, win great prizes. Enter the Amazing Scavenger Contest on Sega CD. Details inside game. So this is definitely pretty sweet. Like I said, I'll have to get it framed up, get it on display, try and get some better images of it, and just kind of showcase this really amazing poster. Not sure if this will go in the game room, in that little area that I'm working on with all of the different posters that I'm getting framed, or if this will go up in the upstairs room where I have Mortal Kombat, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Spider-Man, Batman. So I'll try and see how much wall space I have up there and where it will actually work in, or I'll just have it as we come down to the game room and have it up on display. So I am just shocked that I found all of these pretty much local to me, and all of these were scored for some amazing deals. So I'm constantly searching, I'm constantly finding things and winning some pretty awesome items on eBay. So I just can't believe that my local game store had these pretty awesome development discs and that prototype for some amazing deals, and they just definitely hooked me up on them. They had some of these other games that I've been searching for the longest time, and then winning some items on eBay is just crazy to me. Finding these pretty awesome sealed figures all together in my local thrift store, and just some of these other awesome games and titles that'll definitely be great to play around Halloween. So this poster, I will definitely have to work on getting it framed. Some of these prototypes, I definitely want to play against the originals, try and figure out if there's any differences. And some of these games are just some great games that I've been wanting to play. I've seen several people talk about them, and I just really want to experience them for myself. So I'm just so beyond thrilled. Which of these items are some of your favorites from this pickup? Have you seen some of these out and about? Is this the first time that you're actually seeing some of these pretty awesome prototypes, these store display items, just some of these exclusive items? So just let me know in the comments below which item is among your favorites. Should I play any of these games over here first? Which ones would you guys recommend? Just drop that below in the comments below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss any videos, as I do post several a week and I'm constantly adding things to the collection. I have tons of unboxings to do, as I got tons of strictly limited and limited run games in the past week or so. So I definitely need to get some videos on that stuff as well and get some gameplay in. So of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.